Jai Matha. Rama Sakti Mission, Sakthinagar, Mangalore in Karnataka, southern part of India. Exalt your home into a habitation for peace by looking upon it as a luminous symbol of the inner shrine of worship, namely, the heart. Decorate it with the splendor of your vision, with the purity of your action, with the depth of your sympathy, and with the divinity of your aspiration. These words are from Divine Mother, Sri Rama Devi, and this can be seen in the published book called Path to Beatific Peace. We would like to bring more about Divine Mother, Sri Rama Devi. In the galaxy of the spiritual masters of the world, Divine Mother, Sri Rama Devi, is a rare star of exceptional radiance. Born on the March 4, 1911, at Mangalore in Karnataka, the child manifested divine nature right from infancy, as if to exemplify perfection in the most important unit in the matrix of society, namely, home. She became wife of Sri Krishna Bhagat of Thalassery, in Kerala state, southern part of India, who through her contact, attained to a high state of spiritual realization and came to be known as a Bhagwan among the wide circle of devotees. Mother's marital life as a dedicated Mahapathivrata was a revival of ancient Vedic tradition and also an initiation into a life of intense tapas. After 12 years of artist tapas and dharmanistha, she ascended the peak of yoga, nirvikalpa samadhi. She also experienced her divinity as Devi Lalithambika. Universal motherhood manifested itself fully in her. Thereafter, started her merciful spiritual ministry for the regeneration of mankind, which lasted over 4 decades. Under the aegis and inspiration of Mother, several centers of spiritual activities sprang up, and there exists today a coordinated network of Adhyatmic Mandalis, unified under a central organization, Rama Sakti Mission, the administrative headquarters of the mission, the residential abode of Divine Mother and the spiritual retreat of a colony of sadhakas, are all, together, known as Sakti Nagar, which was inaugurated on October 14, 1972, ideally situated at Kulshakar suburb of Mangalore in Karnataka, atop of beautiful hill overlooking the green valleys and luscious plains. Sakti Nagar, hallowed by divine presence, and throbbing with diverse spiritual activities, is very symbol of Bharat's resurgent spirituality. After duly and divinely ordaining her illustrious disciple, Mother Tara Devi, as her successor to the exalted Guru Pitam, and transferring all her divine powers to her, Divine Mother Rama Devi entered Mahasamadhi on the 1st of November, 1978. Since then, her power and presence is being increasingly manifested in Divine Mother Sri Tara Devi. Hailing from Mangalore, in the South Kannada district of Mysore state, Divine Mother Rama Devi embodies spiritual perfection of the highest order and wields a commanding influence over thousands of God-seekers, all over India, especially in the south. Combining irresistible dynamism, charming divinity, boundless grace, and overflowing tenderness, Divine Mother Rama Devi expresses in her commanding personality the highest aspect of the world motherhood, the transcendental character of supreme divinity and perfection of godly attributes like love and compassion. Divine Mother evokes spontaneous devotion in the hearts of her devotees. Divine Mother's presence, imbued with power, purity and peace, transforms souls into dedicated spirits. To the disturbed minds and sorrow-stricken hearts, the silence of Divine Mother's samadhis and the sweetness of Mother's instructions breathe solace and inspiration. Mostly in mystic communion with the Supreme, Divine Mother's awe-inspiring samadhis and divine bhavas and exalted ecstasies and illuminating discourse testify to verity of religious experience, and help the resigned minds to gain an insight into Divine Mother's manifested divinity. Of a pious and noble-hearted Gauda Saraswath Brahman Kulp, Sri Gopala Krishna Shenoy and Sri Sri Devi was born Sri Rama Devi on March 4, 1911 in Mangalore. A famous astrologer who drew the horoscope of the child predicted that she would in the fullness of time command a worship and adoration that are due to a divinity. Parents had many a miraculous experience indicating the oncoming advent of a powerful soul as their child. Belonging to a family of the traditional worshippers, Gopala Krishna Shenoy inherited deep devotion to the Divine Mother Durga even from his boyhood. He was a man well known for his steadfastness in truth, uprightness in character, honesty in dealings and independence in doing what he considered as just and right. In his uncompromising adherence to truth he had to bear heavy monetary losses, but he earned the esteem of his fellow men and the peace of his inner soul. With an intellectual mastery of the contents of the scriptures and a fair knowledge of ritualism, Gopala Krishna Shenoy's daily devotions consisted of an elaborate process of worship in the shrine, chanting of holy hymns in praise of the goddess and silent meditations upon Mother's lotus feet. He was a practitioner of yoga too. One day, after the conduct of worship, when he was absorbed in meditation, he had a glorious vision of an inner light, which effected an instantaneous merger of his mind in it. Regaining normal consciousness, his mind now developed a passion for exploring the higher realms of contemplation, as a consequence of which he lost all interest in the discharge of his worldly duties. A wave of intense dispassion came upon him, stricken with apprehension that her husband might renounce life. The unsophisticated Sri Devi, for whom husband was the visible God, supplicated to the Divine Mother to bless her Lord with requisite strength to lead a life dedicated to Mother in the home itself. The prayer was heard. Gopala Krishna Shenoy was by this time blessed with a second experience. In the repose of deep meditation, he beheld a mass of heavenly light, several times profounder than the first one, which descending from the higher regions, slowly came and entered into his being, sending him into a rapturous self-oblivion. This experience rewarded him with an added confidence in himself, a tremendous faith in the reality of Divine Mother, and the presence of a mighty force within himself. He felt he had the power to conquer the world if he wished. He reverted to his normal life with a sense of moral responsibility and a spirit of absolute dedication to the goddess. Sri Devi too had many experiences during the period of her pregnancy. The vision of a gods and goddesses appeared in her dream. She had a perpetual experience of an inward joy. She developed an aversion to worldly talks and craved for hearing always discourses on the glories of God and his devotees. She could relish only milk and fruits. She found herself unusually active. Intensified devotion to God kept her mind always in a state of perfect tranquility and bliss. Justifying the anticipations of the parents and delighting the hearts of all in the household and neighborhood, Divine Mother Sri Ramadevi took her auspicious birth. With no usual cry at the time of birth, the baby revealed a hidden, beatific smile on its lips and a holy halo around its countenance. Those who stepped into the baby's presence felt the thrill of a divine visitation. As months passed, the baby's divine attractiveness grew to such an extent that the womenfolk in the neighborhood, captivated by the superhuman charm of the baby, always came caressed the baby, drinking in the nectar of an ecstatic bliss. This divine attractiveness which was born with the baby developed in the later years to a fascinating power of a divine personality, a power which drew seekers of God as well as the unbelievers into the orbit of her purity and holiness. Now, you all must listen to this. The wonder child, from childhood, Divine Mother Ramadevi showed signs of dormant divinity of her personality, a ripeness of soul's wisdom and the enchanting loveliness of divine grace. Her occasional prattle would be full of wisdom, communicating the discoveries of a divine mind. The words gave expression to some profound truths. On the occasion of a death in the family, when Sridevi was immersed in a sea of grief, the little Ramadevi, then a child of 3 years, ascending the lap of her mother and ascertaining the reason for her grief, consoled her by explaining to her the immortal nature of the self, the evanescence of phenomena and the futility of grief over the inevitable event of life. This short sermon of highest wisdom, containing the exact texts of the Bhagavad Gita, surprised the father Shenoy and opened up before his vision a wonderful facet of the child's hidden personality. Another remarkable incident which enabled Gopalakrishna Shenoy to gain an insight into the exact nature of his daughter's personality took place when Sri Ramadevi reached her 4th year. The child had a great fascination for her father's worship room. She would move about freely in the shrine, with a joyous expression on her face, as if she was familiar with the living presence there. She would rejoice in collecting flowers from the garden and assisting her father in his worship. All through the time of worship, which used to last for more than 2 hours, she would sit by her father, with eyes closed and her mind withdrawn into the mysterious recess of her soul. Once, during worship, when the father was making his floral offering to the deity to the accompaniment of the chant of propitiatory hymns, a mystic experience came upon the child. Her mind was lifted above the consciousness of the physical universe, and there, she beheld, in a luminous vision, her own form wonderfully transformed into the radiant form of a goddess, her body adorned with splendorous ornaments, her head wearing a beautiful crown studded with lustrous gems. And the flowers offered in worship by her father, falling on her feet. Lost in this marvelous experience of self-transformation, she remained for hours together in the shrine, absolutely oblivious of everything about her in the world. The extraordinary glow on the child's face and the narration of this mystic vision by the child in all the precision of details convinced the pious father of the truth that his daughter none other than veritable embodiment of the Divine Mother Durga, whom he and his ancestors had worshipped with all devotion. We end the first part of Path to Beatific Peace. Dear friends, it is of great honor we bring Divine Mother's Leelas to the devotees of Mother. We shall reach you a life sketch of Divine Mother, if not in full length, in different parts. Do subscribe this channel, because you are going to hear the true story of Divine Mother, Sri Ramadevi, the mysterious girlhood, one of the remarkable features that distinguished Sri Ramadevi from other children of her age. Believe it or not, this is the true story of Divine Mother. Jai Matha.
जगदीश्वरी जय माता भवानी, जगदीश्वरी जय माता भवानी, जगदीश्वरी जय माता भवानी, जगदीश्वरी जय माता भवानी, कारुण्य लावण्य अखिलांडेश्वरी, कारुण्य लावण्य अखिलांडेश्वरी शिवशङ्करि त्रिलोकपालिनि हे 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 शिवशङ्करि त्रिलोकपालिनि शरणागत परिपालिनि शरणागत परिपालिनि शरणागत परिपालिनि जगदीश्वरी जय माता भवानी जगदीश्वरी जय माता भवानी श्रीमाता रममाता जगजननी श्रीललिताम्बा 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 श्रीमाता रममाता जगजननी